Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, and in today's video I want to talk a little bit about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. There was a pretty big news day for it today. They announced the release date and a couple of other things, but I also got a chance to see behind closed doors presentations that talked a little bit about the gameplay and had some exclusive looks at stuff. I got a lot of information. I wanted to talk about what I saw and what you guys can expect from the game. So the release date is December 9th, 2024. That includes for Xbox Game Pass and the Standard Edition. There is a Premium Edition as well as a Premium Edition upgrade, as well as a Collector's Edition, which does allow you to have 3 days of early access as well as some other goodies. But a big topic of conversation will also be that the game is coming to PlayStation 5 in spring of 2025. Now, the team working on Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is Machine Games. They're known for the Wolfenstein games, Wolfenstein 1, 2, and the Youngbloods game, which had some mixed reception, but they did mention that this was the biggest game they've ever made. We did have some questions about how many hours exactly that does entail. They weren't ready to talk about that, but they did say that it is the biggest game they've ever made, and there are kind of a lot of open world elements. You can follow a kind of golden path and do the bare minimum to beat the game, and if you do that, it's still their biggest game ever. But if you are, like most players, going to be going for a few side missions, exploring the open world, and kind of getting closer to 100%, you're going to significantly increase the amount of playtime you have while you play it. In terms of the story, Professor Jones is awoken by a break-in, and one of his priceless relics are stolen, and you're going to have to kind of uncover a mystery to get it back. There is a rival who's another person also kind of raiding tombs and stealing relics. And as you kind of compete with them, you do unearth a global conspiracy. Luckily, you'll have a friend named Gina to help you out. She has different motivation as she's looking for her sister, but you'll be able to work together, use your charm and your resourcefulness as a key to your success. And the focus of the game is adventure, but while heavily rewarding exploration. Now, if you are an Indiana Jones franchise fan, you'll want to know when the game takes place, and that is in 1930. Chronologically, in terms of the movies, it's going to take place after Raiders of the Lost Ark. And as you play through the game, you'll be visiting all of these significant sites. For example, we saw the Egyptian tombs, the Vatican, the Himalayas, different crypts around the world, and when plotted on a map, they create a circle, hence the name of the game. A big focus of the presentation were Indiana Jones's tools. For example, you do have a camera at your disposal, and this is an important tool for gameplay, as you'll be able to take photos of historical objects to reveal insights about them. You'll gain important clues about them, earn adventure points, which I'll touch on later. This is kind of just going to be something you use as you play through the game, and the goal is that this camera will allow you to fill up your journal, which at the beginning of the game starts completely empty, but fills as you make progress through the game. Another important mechanic is disguises, and you'll be able to use these to blend in when entering into guarded areas, but similar to other games that use disguises, there will be certain people who can see past your disguise, so you'll have to kind of be clever as to how you approach these situations. Another tool at Indiana's disposal is his revolver. Now, the devs did specifically say that this isn't a guns blazing type of game, and that most people who try to play guns blazing will not be exceptionally successful, but this is a tool you will have at your disposal, but it is best used when mixed with other tools like the whip, which is your most important tool because it's a combat tool as well as a traversal tool, which therefore means it's also used for puzzle solving. Not to mention another important tool, which is your brain that you'll use to solve puzzles, obviously. But there is also a big focus on hand-to-hand combat, which does have combos, blocking, parrying, timing, and that can also be mixed in with the whip. So there's kind of a lot of flexibility and variety there. And additionally, as you're playing through the game, you'll earn adventure points. And as you earn adventure points, you can spend them on skills. But skills are found in adventure books. So this is where the exploring comes in. You'll explore to find adventure points, explore to find adventure books, use those adventure points in adventure books to unlock skills that will customize your abilities to your playstyle. An example the dev gave us was a skill called True Grit, which allowed you to survive a fatal blow and give you a second chance. There also seemed to be a pretty big focus on open areas and allowing you to kind of tackle things in whatever order you wanted to. So there will be kind of mission-specific set pieces that are quite linear, but in between those, there will be more open areas where you can choose to do side objectives, meet people, or tackle your objectives in different orders than other people. So there is kind of that mix between main missions and more open areas. Another mechanic we did get a quick peek at was the stealth, which does look kind of ripped right out of Wolfenstein, but that's not a bad thing because that was kind of one of the best parts of the game. So that was pretty interesting to see as well. In terms of the difficulty of the game, we did also ask the devs about that, and they said that it was all about variety there as well. There's going to be some super easy puzzles, and there's going to be some very challenging puzzles. There's also some difficulty scaling, so you can scale your puzzle difficulty separately from your general gameplay difficulty slider. So if you want a little bit more challenge in the combat, but less challenge in the puzzles, you can adjust for that. Now, when Indiana Jones and the Great Circle was kind of first revealed, I didn't know if this game was really for me. I wasn't really wowed by some of the stuff they released. And as someone who's not really a big fan of the Indiana Jones franchise, I just wasn't sure if I'd have a lot of fun with it. But after seeing this kind of extended gameplay look, I think it was close to 40 minutes total, I noticed that there was a lot of variety, a lot of attention to detail from a game design perspective. And at this point, I'm much more optimistic about this game coming out than I was a little bit ago. It reminded me a lot of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but in first person, which is definitely a compliment, as a lot of people love that game, myself included. And I think they're working with a very solid foundation on what they are trying to accomplish with this game. It'll be very interesting to see if this game lives up to the hype of being the kind of ultimate action adventure game, but either way, I'm pretty excited to try it out later this year. I hope you guys are too. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show, and hopefully I see you soon. Peace.